marched to the Battle of New Orleans at the end of the early British wars. The young land started growing, the young blood started flowing, but I ain't a-marching anymore. For I killed my share of Injuns in 1,000 different fights. I was there at the Little Big Horn. I heard many men a-lying, I saw many more a-dying, but I ain't a-marching anymore. It's always the old to lead us to the wars, always the young to fall. Now look at all we've won with a saber and a gun. Tell me, is it worth it all? For I stole California from the Mexican land, fought in the bloody Civil War. Yes, I even killed my brothers and so many others, but I ain't a-marching anymore. For I marched to the battles of the German trench in a war that was bound to end all wars. Oh, I must have killed 1,000,000 men and now they want me back again, but I ain't a-marching anymore. It's always the old to lead us to the wars, always the young to fall. Now look at all we've won with a saber and the gun. Tell me, is it worth it all? For I flew the final mission in the Japanese skies, set off the mighty mushroom roar. When I saw the cities burning, I knew that I was learning that I ain't a-marching anymore. Now the labor leaders screaming when they close a missile plant. United Fruit screams at the Cuban shore. Call it peace or call it treason, call it love or call it reason, but I ain't a-marching anymore. No, I ain't a-marching anymore.
Come from Georgia, met Hank out in New Mexico. We're bound for Durango to join Pancho Villa, and we hear that he's playing on gold. I guess a man's got to do what is best, and he found nothing better so far. Been called mercenaries and men with no country, just soldiers in search of a war. And we're bound for the border with soldiers of fortune, where we fight for no country but we die for good pay. Under the flag of the greenback dollar or the peso down Mexico way. I'd go back to Georgia and settle down quiet somewhere. I'll most likely pack up and head south for Chile, or tell us some trouble down there. And we're bound for the border with soldiers of fortune. We'll fight for no country, but we'll die for good pay. Under the flag of the greenback dollar or the peso down Mexico way. We're bound for the border with soldiers of fortune who will fight for no country but will die for good pay. Under the flag of the greenback dollar or the peso down Mexico way. And we're bound for the border with soldiers of fortune who will fight for no country but will die for good pay. Under the flag of the green
With me to Raya, fa-da-diddle-da, to Raya, with me to Raya, fa-da-diddle-da, to Raya. Mrs. McGraw, the sergeant said, would you like to make a soldier out of your son Ted? A scarlet coat and a big cocked hat. Now, Mrs. McGraw, how would you like that? With me to Raya, fa-da-diddle-da, to Raya. Now Mrs. McGraw lived by the seashore for the space of 7 long years or more, till a great big ship came sailing in the bay. 'Tis my son Ted, will you clear the way? With me to Raya, fa-la-di-da-da, to Raya. Oh, Captain dear, where have you been? Have you been a-sailing on the Mediterranean? Have you any news of my son Ted? Is the poor boy living, or is he dead? With me to Raya, fa-la-di-da-da, to Raya. Then up stepped Ted without any legs, and in their place 2 wooden pegs. She kissed him a dozen times or 2, saying, Holy Moses, but is it you? With me to Raya, fa-la-di-da-da, to Raya. Now was you drunk or was you blind when you left your 2 fine legs behind? It wasn't from walking by the sea, took your 2 fine legs from the knees away. With me to Raya, fa-la-di-da-da, to Raya. No, I was not drunk and I was not blind when I left my 2 fine legs behind. A cannonball on the 5th of May took my 2 fine legs from the knees away. With me to Raya, fa-la-di-da-da, to Raya. Oh, Teddy, me boy, the widow cried, your 2 fine legs were your mother's pride. The stumps of a tree wouldn't do at all. Why didn't you run from the cannonball? With me to Raya, fa-la-di-da-da, to Raya. So if I had me boy again, I'd never let him go to fight the King of Spain. I'd rather me son as he used to be than your King of France and your whole navy. With me to Raya, fa-la-di-da-da, to Raya. All foreign wars I do declaim between Don John and the King of Spain. By heavens, I'll make them rue the time that they swept the legs from a child of mine. With me to Raya, fa-la-di-da-da, to Raya. With me to Raya, fa-la-di-da-da, to Raya.
A recruiting sergeant came away from an inn near town at the close of day. He said, my Johnny, you're a fine young man. Would you like to march along behind a military band with a scarlet coat and a fine cocked hat and a musket at your shoulder? The shilling he took and he kissed the book. Oh, poor Johnny, what'll happen to ya? The recruiting sergeant marched away from the inn near town at the break of day. Johnny came to with half a ring. He was off to be a soldier to go fighting for the king in a far-off war in a far-off land to face the foreign soldier. But how will you fare when there's lead in the air? Oh, poor Johnny, what'll happen to ya? Well, the sun rose high on a barren land where the thin red line made a military stand. There was slingshot, chain shot, grape shot too, swords and bayonets thrusting through. Poor Johnny fell, but the day was won, and the king is grateful to ya. But your soldier is done and they're sending you home. Oh, poor Johnny, what'll happen to ya? They said he was a hero and not to grieve, for the 2 ruined legs and the empty sleeve took him home, and they set him down with a military pension and a medal from the crown. But you haven't an arm, you haven't a leg, the enemy nearly slew ya. You'll have to go out in the streets and beg. Oh, poor Johnny, what'll happen to ya? A recruiting sergeant came away from the inn near town at the close of day. He said, my Johnny, you're a fine young man. Would you like to march along behind a military band with a scarlet coat and a fine cocked hat and a musket at your shoulder? The shilling he took and he kissed the book. Oh, poor Johnny, what'll happen to